Have you ever looked at a plumbing disaster and thought, there's no way duct tape is the answer, but used it anyway? Hey, today we're going to be looking at the funniest, strangest, yet oddly brilliant plumbing fixes from the internet. And I'm going to give you actual pro-level tips so you don't end up with a swimming pool in your kitchen. Trust me, you don't want to be swimming with the fishes in your own house. We're talking burst pipes, clogged toilets, and enough caulk to build a small house. Get ready to laugh, learn, and maybe even cringe a little. This is going to be epic. Wait till you see the guy who used a balloon as a pipe cap. Let's do this. Alright, let's kick things off with the king of all DIY fixes. Duct tape. If you've ever tackled a home repair, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Duct tape is the stuff of legends. Every toolbox has a role, and every family has a story about the time it saved the day. It's the go-to for quick fixes, the hero of late-night emergencies, and the punchline of 1,000 dad jokes. We've all been there, right? Leaky pipe under the sink? Bam! Duct tape to the rescue. It's almost a reflex at this point. See a leak, grab the tape, and wrap it up like you're mummifying a plumbing disaster. But let's be real. Duct tape is like that friend who's down for anything but always flakes out in the end. It shows up strong, but when things get tough, like, say, water pressure and gravity, it just can't keep it together. The sticky promise fades, and suddenly you're left with a soggy mess. You slap it on, thinking you've outsmarted the plumbing gods, but a week later you're knee-deep in water, wondering what went wrong. The kitchen turns into a slip and slide, and you're left questioning your life choices and your faith in duct tape. And trust me, that duct tape is going to be harder to remove than a barnacle on a sunken ship. It leaves behind a sticky, stubborn residue that clings to your pipes like it's holding a grudge. You'll spend more time scraping off the gunk than you did applying the tape in the first place. So what's the pro move? A pipe repair clamp, my friends. This is the tool the pros reach for when they want a real fix, not just a temporary patch. It's designed for the job, built to last, and way less messy than a roll of tape. It's like a hug for your pipes, but instead of warmth, it provides a watertight seal that'll last longer than your last relationship. Seriously, these clamps are engineered to handle pressure, moisture, and time. 3 things duct tape just can't compete with. Seriously, these things are lifesavers. They're the difference between a quick fix and a real solution, between a recurring headache and peace of mind. Once you've used a pipe repair clamp, you'll wonder why you ever bothered with anything else. Imagine this. You're throwing a surprise party for your best friend. You've got the cake, the decorations, the whole 9 yards. The house is spotless, the guests are hiding, and the excitement is building. Everything is perfect. Until it isn't. But wait, what's that dripping sound? Oh no, it's a leaky pipe, and it's about to turn your surprise party into a wet t-shirt contest. Suddenly everyone's attention shifts from the cake to the growing puddle on the floor. That's where the pipe repair clamp swoops in like a superhero, saving the day and keeping your friend's surprise from turning into a soggy disaster. In just a few minutes, the leak is sealed, the party is back on, and you're the unsung hero of the night. Remember, duct tape is a temporary fix, like a band-aid on a bullet wound. It might slow the problem down, but it's not going to solve it. When you need a real solution, you need the right tool for the job. Pipe repair clamp? That's your permanent solution. Your knight in shining armor. So next time disaster strikes, skip the duct tape drama and go straight for the fix that actually worked. Okay, this next one is straight out of a comedy sketch. You ready for this? Some genius on the internet decided to use a balloon as a pipe cap. I'm not even kidding. Apparently, if you shove a balloon down a leaky pipe, it'll inflate and stop the leak. Now, I've got to give them points for creativity, but this is one DIY hack you definitely shouldn't try at home. It's like playing plumbing roulette. You might get lucky for a minute, but eventually, that balloon is gonna pop, and you'll be left with a bigger mess than before. And let's be real, who wants to spend their day stuffing balloons into pipes? It's like a clown car act gone wrong. Plus, imagine the smell if that balloon decides to go out in a blaze of glory. A proper pipe cap, my friends, is the way to go. It's like the difference between wearing a raincoat in a hurricane versus holding up a napkin. One is going to keep you dry, and the other one, well, you're going to get soaked. So ditch the balloons and invest in some real plumbing supplies. Your nose and your sanity will thank you. Alright, buckle up because this next one is a wild ride. We've all heard of using a water bottle as a makeshift funnel, right? But have you ever seen someone use a water bottle as a P-trap? Yeah, you heard me right, a P-trap. This DIY hack involves cutting up a water bottle and somehow rigging it to your sink drain to catch debris. Now I'm all for resourcefulness, but this is just asking for trouble. It's like building a house out of playing cards. It might look cool for a minute, but it's not going to stand the test of time. First of all, plastic water bottles aren't exactly known for their durability. They crack, they warp, they basically self-destruct if you look at them wrong. Do you really want that holding back a sink full of dirty dishwater? Second, a real P-trap is designed to create a water seal that prevents sewer gases from backing up into your home. That's right, folks, sewer gases. We're talking about the kind of smell that could knock out a skunk. So, do yourself a favor and invest in a real P-trap and a wrench. It might cost you a few bucks, but it's a small price to pay for a functional sink and a fresh-smelling home. Okay, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. Of all the so-called hacks floating around the internet, the towel-stuffed toilet hack is hands down the worst. It's the kind of advice that sounds clever for about 2 seconds, until you actually think about what's happening. Honestly, it's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Except in this case, you're just inviting a bigger, wetter disaster into your bathroom. The mess multiplies, and you're left with a situation that's even harder to clean up. For those lucky enough to have missed this viral train wreck, here's the gist. You take a bunch of towels, yes, the same ones you use to dry off after a shower, and cram them into an overflowing toilet bowl, hoping they'll somehow stop the water from spilling everywhere. Spoiler alert, they won't. Let's break down why this is a truly terrible idea, and why you should never ever try it, no matter how desperate you are. First of all, towels are designed to be absorbent. That's literally their job. They soak up water, which is great when you're stepping out of the shower, but not so great when you're trying to contain a toilet overflow. So, all you're really doing is giving that toilet water more material to soak into. The towels quickly become saturated and then the water just keeps spreading, now with the added bonus of dragging soggy, dirty towels into the mix. It's a recipe for a bigger mess, and it can even cause water to seep into places you really don't want it to go, like under the floor tiles. Second, have you ever tried to remove a soaking wet towel from a toilet bowl? It's not just gross, it's a full-on struggle. Those towels get heavy, slippery, and awkward, and you risk splashing even more contaminated water everywhere. It's like wrestling a wet alligator, messy, unpleasant, and potentially dangerous if you slip or lose your grip. Plus, now you have to figure out what to do with a pile of soaking, bacteria-laden towels. Not exactly a fun laundry day. And finally, let's not forget the most important point. This hack does absolutely nothing to address the real problem. 9 times out of 10, the issue is a clogged toilet or a faulty flapper valve, problems that towels can't fix. The flapper valve is like the gatekeeper of your toilet, controlling the flow of water from the tank to the bowl. When it's not working properly, all hell breaks loose. Constant running, overflowing, you name it. So what should you actually do when disaster strikes? First things first, turn off the water supply to the toilet. There's usually a shut-off valve right behind the toilet. Just twist it clockwise to stop the flow and prevent further flooding. Next, grab a plunger or a toilet auger and tackle that clog like a pro. These tools are designed for the job and can save you a ton of hassle, not to mention your towels. And if the flapper valve is the culprit, don't panic. Replacing it is a straightforward fix that even a plumbing novice can handle, with a little patience and a quick online tutorial. Trust me, your bathroom and your towels will thank you for skipping this hack. Let's talk about caulk, baby. That magical, moldable substance that's supposed to seal up gaps and keep your bathroom looking fresh. But in the wrong hands, caulk can go from hero to zero faster than you can say water damage. I've seen some caulk jobs that look like a 5-year-old got loose with a tube of toothpaste. It's like they think more caulk equals a better seal, when in reality, it just looks messy and unprofessional. Remember folks, caulk is not ketchup. You don't need to slather it on like you're trying to win a hot dog eating contest. A thin, even bead is all you need to create a watertight seal. And for the love of all that is plumbing, please use a caulk gun. Trying to apply caulk with your bare hands is like trying to tame a wild animal. It's gonna get messy and you're probably gonna end up hurt. A good caulk job can make all the difference in the world, but a bad one? Well, let's just say it's the kind of thing that'll make you want to tear your hair out. So take your time, use the right tools, and remember, less is more. Alright folks, it's time for some bonus rapid-fire plumbing tips. Whether you're a seasoned DIYer or just someone who wants to be prepared for the unexpected, these quick tricks can help you handle minor plumbing emergencies with confidence. These are the kind of quick fixes that might get you out of a bind in a pinch, but remember, for any serious plumbing issues, it's always best to call a professional. Think of these as your first line of defense until help arrives. First up, a leaky faucet driving you crazy? That constant drip can be more than just annoying. It can waste gallons of water over time, and even keep you up at night. Try tying a string around the end of the faucet so the water runs quietly down the string and into the sink, instead of splashing and echoing. It's a simple trick, but it can make a big difference in your peace of mind. It's not a permanent solution, but it'll buy you some time and save your sanity until you can get the faucet properly repaired. Plus, it's a great way to avoid that drip 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 soundtrack in the middle of the night. Next, if your toilet is overflowing and you don't have a plunger handy, don't panic. Try pouring a bucket of cold water into the bowl from waist height. The sudden rush of water can sometimes create enough force to clear minor clogs. The force of the water might be enough to dislodge the clog. Just be careful not to overflow the bowl even more. Pour slowly and watch the water level as you go. Got a stubborn drain that just won't unclog? Slow draining sinks are a common headache, especially in kitchens and bathrooms where hair, soap and food particles can build up over time. Mix equal parts baking soda and vinegar, pour it down the drain, let it sit for 30 minutes, then flush with hot water. This natural solution can help break down minor clogs and freshen up your pipes without harsh chemicals. It's like a science experiment for your pipes. You'll see some fizzing and bubbling. That's the reaction working to loosen up the gunk inside your drain. And finally, if you're dealing with a frozen pipe, never use an open flame to thaw it. Open flames are extremely dangerous and can cause pipes to burst or even start a fire. Instead, use a hairdryer or a space heater to gradually warm up the pipe. Move the heat source back and forth along the pipe and be patient. Slow and steady is the safest way. Remember, safety first. These quick fixes might be lifesavers in a pinch, but they're not long-term solutions. They're meant to help you manage the situation until you can get professional help or make a proper repair. So, if you're dealing with a recurring plumbing issue, don't ignore it. Small problems can quickly turn into big, expensive disasters if left unchecked. Call a plumber and get it fixed right the first time. Your home, and your wallet, will thank you in the long run. Stay prepared, stay safe, and remember, a little know-how goes a long way. Plumbing doesn't have to be a horror movie. Sometimes a little humor helps you actually remember the right way to fix stuff. So next time your sink explodes, you'll know. Balloon equals bad, pipe clamp equals hero. Hit the like button if you've ever used duct tape as a life choice. Subscribe for more DIY hacks that don't involve stuffing towels into toilets. And comment below with the worst plumbing fix you've ever seen. Who knows, we might feature it in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and remember, when it comes to plumbing, sometimes it's best to leave it to the pros. See you in the next video.